So I need somebody to unmute to first confirm that you can hear me before I start the class. Anybody, just unmute.
Hey,
Okay, good. That's fine. So today will be our first class for the post-UTME class 2026. And we'll be starting with math class. And the approach you want to use for this math, because we just have a month for this class. The exam is starting in exactly a month from now, or almost exactly a month from now. So the implication is that we have to use a revisional approach. I'll give questions, we'll solve those questions, and I'll give more of similar questions as assignment and as probably classwork, and this will help you understand them better. So the topics we have for Unilag post-UTME math are exactly what we have for UTME JAM. Virtually all the topics we have there. But like I said, we'll not be taking this topic by topic. We'll take it based on questions. We'll solve the questions. I give you similar questions. Then from there, we can move into. We can cover the content faster. And I will be using purely Unilag questions at the beginning. Okay, questions. Questions from Unilag post-UTME. Post-UTME. So let's start with questions from 2025, meaning last year questions. So here we have question 1, which was extracted from quadratic equation. This says if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation. At the root of the equation, we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 9 equals to 0. So the question say find alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta. And the options were supplied A, B, C, and what? And D. Hold on, somebody's on the call. Let me quickly add the person. Just hold on. Okay. So from there, option A in this question, over 3, we have 2 over 3, we have 3, and here we have 1 over 3. Okay. So what will I do? Generally speaking, in quadratic equation, we have the general equation should be ax squared plus bx plus c equals to what? 0. And alpha and beta are called the root of the quadratic equation. Alpha plus beta is given as what? Minus b over what? A. While alpha beta is given as what? C over what? Over A. In this question, it wants you to get alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta. So what do? You try to identify A, B, and C. Now, based on what we have here, our A is going to be equals to 2, B is going to be negative 3, C is going to be what? 9. So which means your alpha plus beta is going to be minus B over A minus 3, that's 3, divided by A is what? 2. You keep that. Alpha beta is C over A. Our C expression here is 9. Our A is 2. So now the question wants you to get alpha plus beta divided by what? Alpha beta. This is going to be 3 over 2 divided by 9 over 2. Now, Look at this and tell me the final answer. What is the final answer just by looking at it? Just by looking at it. 3/2 divided by 9/2. Somebody unmute and tell me.
1/3.
That's correct. So the answer is 1 divided by 3. 1 divided by 3. So there we have what? Option D. So like I said, this question falls under quadratic equation. Whenever you see any problem like this is how you solve it. What's important for you to know is the expression for alpha plus beta being minus b over a, and alpha beta being what? C over a. Okay, so I'm gonna give exactly, something similar. I will only twist it a bit. I will need you to give me the solution to that. So let's call that question 2. And I will just take this off as the options. Take off the solution we have here. And it will just be similar question. So say the question decided to give you something like 2x squared plus 5x minus what? Minus 7. The question wants you to find alpha plus beta divided by what? Alpha beta. So I want you to try that. Get me alpha plus beta plus what? Alpha beta. So I'll give options. 5/7 minus 5/7, 7/5 minus 7/5. Option D. Option E. Option E, none. So I'll wait for you to give me the correct answer.
The answer is A, sir. 5/7.
Okay, you got 5/7.
5/7 A.
Let's.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's quickly confirm that. See, here we have alpha plus beta to be equals to minus b over a. And what is our b? Our b is 5, a is 2, and c is what? -7. So we have this to be equals to -5/2. Then option B, alpha beta is going to be c over a. So this is going to give us c. Our expression for c is -7. So we have -7 divided by 2. The question needs you to find alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta. This is going to be -5/2 divided by -7/2. Final answer is what? 5/7. So you're very much right, Taufik, that the answer is 5/7. Right. That will take us to the next level of question. Okay. Hold on. We have question 2. This says solve. This is directly from Unilag question last year. It says solve for x in the equation 6 into the bracket of x minus 2 plus 5 into the bracket of x plus 4 equals to 7. This is a direct question. It's a linear problem. So I want you to attempt it first. while I write the option here we have -1, B -1 over 11, C 1 over 11, and D we have 1. So I need you to force attempt it yourself.
Check your notes. Labor, how is your body?
-1 over 11.
Okay, you got -1 over 11.
B.
All right. Let's quickly solve that together. So what do? The first thing you want to do here is what? Expand. When you expand, you have 6x. 6 times -2, you have -12. Then plus 5x. 5 times 4 gives you 20. Everything equals to 7. Then you collect like terms. 6x plus 5x gives you 11x. -12 and plus 20 gives you 8. Then this is going to be equals to 7. Still part of collecting the like terms. You have 7, -8. This is like subtracting 8 from both sides. 11x equals to -1. So you have your x equals to -1 over 11, which is correct. So Taufik was correct with that. So the bottom line here is expansion. That's what the question wants you to do. Now I'm going to have a similar question, but I will twist it a bit. So imagine a question gives you a into the bracket of x minus b, then plus, let's say we have what? Something like a into the bracket of what? X minus c equals to d. And the question say, make what? Make x the subject. Make x the subject in terms of a, b, c, and what? D. Okay? I need to do that. I'll give you a minute for that. Please be fast with it.
X equals to D plus into brackets. No, X equals to
Okay?
D. X equals to D plus A into bracket B plus C
Okay?
over 2A.
Okay? That is correct. So x equals to d plus a into the bracket of b plus c into all divided by what? 2a. All right, that's correct, Taufik. So what do? We expand. Expanding means you multiply a and what? X, and a and negative b. So you have what? Ax, then minus. We have ab, then plus. You move here, you expand. That gives you what? Ax, then minus ac equals to d. You collect like terms. The expression with x, they are just 2. And ax plus another ax is 2ax. And this constant, move them to the other side. When you do that, the signs change. D is already in that right-hand side. So in this case, you have what? Plus what? AB. Then you have plus what? AC. Your job is to make x the subject. So you have x equals to D, then plus what? AB plus AC divided by, what is disturbing x? As 2a divided by 2a. You can either leave it like this or you go further, depending on the option, to rewrite it as, since a is common between these two expressions, you'll have a into the bracket of b plus c, then divided by 2a. So Taufik is correct. Is there anybody who doesn't understand this? Please, if you don't, let me know so that I can explain it further. Or based on what you have done so far, if there is anything you do not understand, let me also know so that we can add clarity to it. Okay, in the absence of that, we'll move on. Okay, just hold on. Looking at the next question. Um, just hold on. Option question 3. Question 3. So this says given that sine theta is equals to, we have 5 over 13. So you should determine the value of tan theta. Option A, you've got 5 over 12. Option B, we've got 12 over 5. Option C, we have 12 over 13. Option D, you have 5 over 13. Option E, you have none. Okay,
5/12.
5 over what? 12. I want to believe that's correct. That's correct. Okay, so what is it you need to know as a student? The first thing your brain has to do is to categorize this problem. This problem can immediately be categorized as a trigonometry problem. And as a student, the first thing you need to know in trigonometry is the ratios, which are summarized in the acronym SO, CA, TOA. So you have what? SO, CA, TOA. Which means sine theta is going to be equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tan theta equals to what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. What the question supplied you is the sine, and it wants you to get the word tangent. Now, of course, we would have loved to solve this step by step, but the exam is going to punish you if you want to go through a step-by-step approach into solving problems like this. For your understanding, I will go through step by step, but let me first solve this like a candidate in the exam hall. The first thing my brain is going to tell me is the information supplied from the sine. The question says sine is 5 over 13. And you knowing that sine is opposite of hypotenuse, it means the opposite, drawing a triangle, the opposite here, if this is angle theta here, the opposite is going to be 5. The hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the triangle facing the 90-degree, is 13. Now, I'm supposed to use Pythagoras theorem to solve this. All right. These figures given here are called convenient figures. Convenient figures are those which should not stress you if you understand some basics. Like if you are used to Pythagoras triple, whenever you see a 4, a 3, and a 4 as two sides of a triangle, the hypotenuse must be 5. They are called Pythagoras triple. Similarly, when you have a 5, a 12, the hypotenuse is going to be 13. Like I said, I'll first solve this like a candidate in the exam, or then I'll come back to explain better. So seeing a 13 as an hypotenuse and a 5 as an opposite, my brain tells me the third side is going to be a 12. And what do I need? I need a tan theta, which is going to be opposite over adjacent. The opposite here is 5. The adjacent here is 12. So that gives you 5 over 12, which is what Karimot got at the beginning. So the answer is 5 divided by 12. Okay, now coming back to solving this like a teacher rather than like a student in the exam hall. What do we have? We have sine theta being supplied as 5 over 13. So what do? I will draw a triangle. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And what the question supplied you is 5 over 13. That's sine. I'll say 5 divided by 13. So that means the opposite is 5. And the hypotenuse is what? 5. Okay. That means if I labeled my theta in a triangle, the opposite, which is the one facing the theta, is going to be 5. The hypotenuse, which is the one facing the angle 90 degree, is going to be 13. So by Pythagoras theorem, I will label the third side x. According to Pythagoras theorem, in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides of the triangle. So we have 13 square equals to 5 square plus x square. So what do? 13 squared is 169. 5 squared is 25. 169 minus 25 is 144. X is going to be square root of 144, which is equals to 12. So that enables you to get the third side of this triangle to be 12. So from there, you can get your tan theta, which the question requests from you. And since the opposite is 5, the adjacent is what you nearly got as 12. That gives you 5 over 12. These are how to solve these questions. As a candidate in exam hall, you should be able to solve questions like this just by eyeballing the problem without holding a pen. You get? But now let me give you something similar. Okay. Just hold on. I will just twist the problem a bit. We have. All right. Let me take this option away. Leave that there. Come on. All right. So here I choose to give 4 over 5. And here, the question chooses to give you to find the value of sine theta plus cos theta. So the question wants you to find tan theta plus cos theta. So you have option A, which is 1 over 5. Option B, which is 7 over 5. Option C, we have 1 over 4. Option D, 4 over 5. Option D, you have none. So I want you to attempt that and tell me what the answer is.
7 over 5.
That's correct. The answer is what? 7 over 5. So by eye inspection, I said in Pythagoras theorem, when you see a 3, a 4, you should have a 5 as the hypotenuse. Question supply this sign as 4/5. That means the opposite is 4, the hypotenuse is 5. Then something tells me automatically that the missing piece, which is definitely not an hypotenuse, is 3. So that means that in my triangle, this being theta, opposite is 4, hypotenuse is 5, missing piece is 3, or you use your normal Pythagoras theorem to do it. I have a sine theta given to me as 4/5. I have a cos theta given to me, not given to me, which is obtained now as 3/5. Adding a 3/5 and a 4/5 gives you what? A 7/5. So that is correct. That the answer is what? 7 divided by what? Divided by 5. Now, question can be twisted in many dimensions. You might not be able to solve all those questions here, but these are the categories of questions I'm going to supply to you as your own personal practice problem. So I will have to randomize a lot of all these questions so that you can practice on your own. Okay, so moving forward, now I want you to let me twist this a bit again. I really want you to be able to give me the answer. Hold on. Say we have a situation like this. Hold on, please. So let's say a question supplies you a tan theta. So this time I'm not going to give you a convenient figure. Say we have, oh, wow, my battery is running down. So let's say we have these are 7/9. But now the question wants you to find a sine theta plus cos theta divided by a sine theta. Oh God,